beauties, welcome back to the Jolie Beauty channel. If you're new here, my name is Jolie Cash and I am the CEO of cruelty-free beauty brand Jolie Beauty and also a professional makeup artist. So today I have got a really exciting video. I am going to be comparing the two Charlotte Tilbury foundations. So you may already be familiar with the Airbrush Flawless foundation, and then there is the newer Charlotte's Beautiful Skin foundation. I have used the Airbrush Flawless foundation for a good number of years now, but it's not my everyday foundation, but we'll get onto that in a while. And then about 6 weeks ago, the Beautiful Skin foundation was launched. I picked this up on the first day it launched, and I have some thoughts and opinions, and I thought, why not do a video comparing the two? Because I guess there's going to be a lot of people deciding which foundation to pick up, and maybe you've tried the Airbrush Flawless and you're deciding whether the Beautiful Skin is a better match for you. So yeah, I am going to tell you all the features of these two foundations, who I think they're best for, and from there, hopefully you can decide which one is right for you. Just a disclaimer, this video is not sponsored in any way by Charlotte Tilbury. That'd be lovely, but it's definitely not. These products were bought with my own money. This video is sponsored though by my own brand, Jolie Beauty. I would absolutely love it if you could check my brand out. If you're new here, it's www.joliebeauty.co.uk. I will of course pop that link in the description, but without further ado, let's get on to the comparison. So both of these foundations come in at 30ml, which is just the standard foundation size, and they retail for £34 on the Charlotte Tilbury right now. So let's have a little look at the packaging first of all, because there's quite a big difference in how these foundations are packaged. With the Airbrush Flawless foundation, you get quite a bougie and quite a heavy bottle. It's made of glass, and then when you take the lid off, you have a pump like this. The Beautiful Skin foundation, on the other hand, comes in this very lightweight plastic tube. It also has a pump on the end, and it feels much lighter and kind of more portable. When you have the two together, you kind of can't believe that they're both 30ml. I had to double check. I really thought this was lower in mil, so it's kind of a bit of an optical illusion with the glass bottle. I think some people are going to find the new packaging like a little bit less bougie, less luxury. However, there are some really big pros to having lightweight packaging like this. For one, if you're a makeup artist or someone that likes to travel a lot, it's a lot more portable, slips into your makeup bag really easily. And I just feel you're going to get every single drop of product out of this. It's like one of those tubes that you can compress and really squeeze up, so you get every single bit of product. Not to mention that if you ever dropped a glass bottle of foundation, you will know the pain. Yeah, there is that. I have definitely done that once or twice in my life, and it is a big cleanup. Not to mention, if you're spending £34 on a foundation, maybe you don't want to decorate your floor with it. Is that just me? I recently dropped my Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous Foundation. I think that one is around £44. To say I was upset was a understatement. Let's talk about the shade range. So at the moment, there's 30 shades that I can see on the Charlotte Tilbury website for the Beautiful Skin, and there's 44 shades of the Airbrush Flawless foundation. This is quite normal with beauty brands, and this is something that my beauty brand also does. We sometimes have to test the market with a product before we can extend the shade range, just because if the product isn't liked, or you know, it's not a very popular product, we don't want to be stuck with loads and loads of shades. So it's quite normal to start off with less, and I'm sure Charlotte and her team will be adding to this as they go along, and if the Beautiful Skin becomes really popular. No, I keep putting it in the wrong hand. This way around. Let's look a little bit at the consistency of the foundation. These are both in the shade 6N. However, I have had this in my kit for around 8 months, and this one, as I said, it's about 6 weeks old, if that. So this one could have oxidized a bit if there is any difference, but let's have a little look at what they look like on my hand. So here is the Beautiful Skin, and then here is the Airbrush Flawless foundation. As you can see, the Beautiful Skin is far more runny, then the Airbrush Flawless, and actually one pump seems a little bit bigger, but I think that might just be because it's so much more liquidy that it's giving that appearance. But yeah, there you can see just how much thicker the Airbrush Flawless foundation is. So let's talk about the fragrance. Now, this is a lot stronger smelling, whereas the new foundation is fragrance free. So if your skin is a little bit sensitive to fragrance, then maybe the Beautiful Skin could be a better option. Just before I apply the foundation to my face, I'm going to prep my skin with the best skin primer out there. This is the Jolie Beauty Glow Plus Skin Perfecting Elixir, and this is what I use before any foundation. It works with every foundation. It perfects, it illuminates, it gives you that glow, and it's just my absolute favorite. And because I know how well this product works, it's a really good one for me to evaluate how foundations sit on top of. So I'm just gonna take a pump of that, apply that all over my face just to give some luminosity to the skin. You can just see how much that makes your skin glow. And this has got ingredients like hyaluronic acid in, polyglutamic acid, vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E. It's got a little bit of rosehip oil as well. So it really helps to condition your skin. It's one of those products that's skincare and makeup all in one. And if you ever want to try it out, there is a satisfaction guarantee. So if you don't like it, you can return it and get a full refund within 14 days of receiving it. So let's get on to the application. So on this side of my face, my right side, I am going to be putting the Beautiful Skin foundation, and then on the other side I'm going to be putting the Airbrush Flawless foundation. I'm going to be popping this on with my favorite buffing brush. This is from the Mythical Dreamers face set, and it always gives me a flawless finish. I always like to use products I'm really familiar with when I'm doing these reviews, because obviously if you start changing up like one aspect of your routine, it can be quite difficult to see what's actually worked and what hasn't. So I like to keep everything the same and just go in with the products. So here we go. This is the Beautiful Skin foundation in shade 6N. And as you can see, it is very, very glowy when it goes on. Very glowy indeed. It's very lightweight, and I'm just pushing it into the skin with the brush. I feel like that gives it the smoothest possible finish. You can see how lightweight that is, but it also does give a little bit of coverage. So that is one pump, and I think I'm just going to pop a little bit more on just to build that coverage up to a medium coverage. I would say that's light to medium coverage right there, but I do absolutely love the dewy glow that gives. It feels like my skin, but better. So dewy, so luminous. I'm just gonna pop another pump or so on and just build up a little bit so you can see what kind of coverage that can get to. This brush does all the work with all that blending. It makes it so smooth. Probably didn't need a whole another pump. So I would say that was around 1.5 pumps of product. I'm just gonna clean off my brush just so we get a fair shot at the other foundation. And now I'm going in with the Airbrush Flawless. I'm gonna start with 1 pump as well. And as you can see, as soon as it goes on, it is a much thicker consistency. I'd say it is a medium coverage in one go, 100%. That's just boom, medium for sure. And then I'm trying to split my nose in half, it's not really working. You can see even where I've gone over my lips, actually it's a really good example, the difference in the coverage, like there. That's so much thicker, isn't it? It's got so much more pigment in it. I would say the finish on this is not as dewy, and it's definitely setting down. I would actually describe it as a satin finish, so it's not fully matte. You can see it hasn't fully set yet, but it's got a lot of dewiness and luminosity to the skin still. But it's definitely drying and setting down more than this one. You can still see the shine there compared to this one, which was applied afterwards, and it's still a little bit more matte. Let's get that foundation off my lips because it's driving me mad. So I've got 1.5 pumps on this face, but I've only got 1 pump on this face. On this face. Yeah, I've got 2 faces. Get with the program, Jolie. So I've got 1.5 pumps on this side of my face, and I've got 1 pump on this side of my face of the Airbrush Flawless. I probably would leave it at that normally, but I do want to make it fair, so I am going to put another half a pump on this side of my face, just so we can see the coverage difference, like per mil of product. So little half a pump more. And in we go with more. In we go with more. Okay, so here it is. The application is complete, and what do we think? So this side, this is the beautiful skin. And then we have this side, and this is the Airbrush Flawless. I have to say the names of these foundations is absolutely spot on. This one is skin-like. You can see your skin through it. So if you like that lighter coverage, this one. Airbrush Flawless, it's airbrushed. It's thicker, it's heavier, it's flawless. So I'm just gonna pop on the rest of my makeup like I normally would. I will be putting on screen what I'm using and speed it up a little bit. And then I'm gonna come back with my final thoughts and give you all the advice on which foundation you might prefer and why. So first of all, I'm going in with the second skin concealer. This is in the shade number 7. And then I'm setting this with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless powder. This is in the shade medium. Warming up my face a little using the second skin bronzer. This is in the shade latte. And then adding a little bit of blush to my cheeks using the second skin blusher in the shade rendezvous. To top off the look, I'm just adding some Air Matte liquid lipstick, and this is in the shade rosy. Face is on and it's complete. If you want to know any of the products, of course, all the links will be down in the description box down below. But let's get on to the final conclusion of these two foundations. Beautiful Skin definitely gave me more of a sheer coverage. I would say you have to use a lot more product to get coverage, but this is perfect for people that really want their skin to show through, and it is a great foundation for those days where you can't be bothered to do all that blending, and you know, with a thicker foundation, you have to work a little bit harder to get it into your skin. You have to wear more product to kind of get that flawless finish look. With this, you can mix it with a tiny bit of moisturizer, put it all over your face, and even wear it to the gym, I would say. It is a sheer coverage, it is buildable, and it's definitely more luminous. From what I've got with this foundation, it doesn't have such a long wear time as the Airbrush Flawless foundation, and that is quite normal when something isn't as powdery or full coverage. Normally it doesn't wear as long, so that's something to take into consideration. Moving on to this one, it is a full coverage foundation. It dries down a lot more. It actually oxidizes a little bit more. I feel like this side has gone a little bit darker than this one. I don't know if you'll be able to see on the screen. I'll try and show you side to side. But it is still a really incredible foundation. If you have imperfections, if you have spots, if you have texture that you don't want to show through as much, this one is going to be your best bet. I would compare it to Estee Lauder Double Wear. If you've ever tried that foundation, I would say this is very similar to that. For you oily people out there, I would say this foundation is better for you. If you're drier, I would say this foundation is going to work a little bit better. However, with the right prep, you could wear either. A mattifying primer would sit lovely under this one, or you could add a little bit of extra powder throughout the day to try and mattify it down. Today I did use the Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. This is in the shade medium, just to set it down a little bit. And vice versa, if you're a little bit drier, use a hydrating primer like I did with the Glow Plus, and use less powder and maybe use a nice finishing spray throughout the day just to revive the look of the makeup. Which one do I personally like best? This is going to be so annoying, but I wear both, and I wear both for different occasions. This to me is a fantastic daytime foundation for me. I'm on the slightly drier side. This helps make my skin look hydrated, luminous, and to be honest, I don't feel like I need a full coverage foundation every day. If I'm shooting like I am now, doing photography, or I'm going on a night out, I would opt for this foundation. It's fuller coverage, it's going to give you that flawless look, it's going to give you that full glam. As many of you know, as you get a little bit older, you do have to be careful with the fuller coverage, and I wouldn't really recommend this for older skin types in the daytime. I feel like it looks a little bit heavy, it can look a little bit cakey, and this one just looks so much more beautiful and perfected on those more mature skin types, especially in daylight. So those are my final thoughts on the Charlotte Tilbury foundation. I hope that's really helped some of you guys out. I haven't really seen like too many comparisons, so hopefully this has been really useful for you. I am going to take a little natural light video on my phone now so you can see both sides and compare them and see which one you prefer. If you'd like to see a full day wear test, drop the comments down below. And also, I want to know which side you prefer. Can you see a difference? Which one would you go for? Which one do you prefer on me? Drop the comments below. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button if you found this video useful. And if you haven't subscribed already, I'd love to have you as part of the Jolie Beauty family. We love makeup, we love style, we love a little bit of true crime. So if that sounds like your bag, then make sure to join and put those notifications on. My Instagram handles for my brand and for me personally are on the screen now. And I post so many more updates of my everyday life and of course updates of my puppy Loki. So if that sounds good to you, go ahead and subscribe to me over there. And yes, I hope you enjoyed the comparison and I will see you in the next video. Mwah!